Hello friends, in this video I'm going to explain what is method signature and what is method overloading and overriding. So these the two concepts are very important in Java. So let me start with the method signature. So you can see from the method example, we describe the method with the name m1 and we have the two parameters integer and float, and return type is integer and the modifier is public static. So we can say that it contains method signature contains only method name. So it's m1 one followed by the argument type. So integer I and integer flow f. So in this scenario we can say that m method name and the return type means argument type it's going to call as a method signature, and the return type modifiers are not part of the method signature. So let me discuss the what is overloaded method. So in a one class, whenever we write it down more than one method with the same name, and we have the different argument, so we can say that method is overloading. So we can even in a Java we have one ABS method. Whenever we pass the integer or negative value, it will return the integer value. So let me discuss with the example. So we have the class test, and in the class we have the three methods with the different argument, without argument, with integer argument, and with the float argument. So whenever we're trying to execute without argument, then it will first check the perfectly match argument. So we will get the first method. After that, whenever we pass the integer value, then it will check the perfectly match argument. So in this scenario, we have the integer, so it will execute the second method. In the third method, it will check the float value. We have the float value in the argument, so it will perfectly execute the third method. So let me discuss like automatic promotion in overloading. So you can see we have the two method m1 with the integer and the second method with the float. So whenever you're trying to execute integer argument, then it will simply execute the perfectly match. Then first method is going to execute. In the second scenario, it will execute the second method. But whenever you pass the argument in a character, but it will we don't have any character argument, so you can think that it simply throws the exception, but it's in this scenario it's not going to happen. So if there is a no perfectly matched argument, then simply JVM increase promote the data type. So after character it's going to be integer, then we'll first check if there is any integer argument, yes, and with the method name. So it will simply execute the integer arg. In this last, it will check in the last scenario. It will check the long, but we don't have any long argument in this scenario. But it will in this scenario it will execute it's to the float. So it's going to execute the float argument. So this type of promotion we can say in overloading. So you can see it's from the diagram. It's if we don't have the byte, then simply increase the short, increase the integer to the long, to the float, to the double. So this is called the automatic promotion in overloading. So let me give the other example in a string. We have the two methods with the two different argument with the string and the string buffer. So whenever we trying to pass the string name, then it simply execute the string version. Whenever we pass the object with the string buffer, it will simply execute the string buffer version. But in this scenario, whenever we pass the null value, so at that time JVM will confuse which argument type method it's going to execute, because in the string and string buffer it also have the null values. So at that time we get the compile time error. It's ambiguous problem. Let me give the other scenario. We have the class animal, and second class we have the monkey. It's the child class of the animal, and in a test class we have the two different method with the same name. In the first method we have the animal reference, and the second method we have the monkey reference. So whenever we trying to execute animal reference and an animal object, and we pass the animal reference, then it simply execute the animal version. But and in even in the monkey, we pass the monkey reference, it simply execute the monkey version. But whenever we're trying to execute parent reference and the child object, and we pass the parent reference, that at that time it simply execute the parent reference method. So I hope this video can help you to understand what is the method overloading and what is the automatic promotion. So see you in the next one. So in the next session I'm going to explain method overriding. So bye.